Hi Pisces, welcome to your end of November 2020 General Tarot Update. It's Serena here. So I'm just going to give you a few of the astrological happenings for the rest of November. So Mars just went direct, and Mars has been in Aries. Aries is a sign that is right after you, and hence this is in your second house of earned income. So maybe have you seen your income somehow be stagnant in a way that has not been comfortable for you? Now you should start to feel much more empowered. Maybe you're going to be working overtime for all I know, and hustling or working several jobs. And it's like getting it while you can, feeling that sense of urgency about making money. Of course, we're in the holiday season as this reading. It's kind of the kickoff. I'm not going to get into any kind of commentary about these shutdowns and how that's going to affect things. I hope that it doesn't, it's really not that funny. But hopefully those people who want to work can work and make, money if that's something that they need to do, or extra money. So the other thing is that the second house can be your self-esteem. So it's possible that you have felt like you couldn't express yourself. I mean, Mars isn't really about expression like verbal, like you'd say, think of Mercury or something like that, but just that sense of being able to do things that provide you with a sense of your own self-mastery or what have you, and now you feel like you can act on things more when Mars is direct. So that happened on the 13th. I'm recording this on the 14th. What's happening on the 14th? As I record this, there's a new moon in Scorpio. Where I live, it will be in the late evening. It might be on the 15th for you. For Europe, it'll be on the 15th. Australia, you're going to have to figure that out yourself because, it'll probably be the 15th, maybe later on in the evening where you live. But anyway, Scorpio, another water sign. So we're talking about the ninth house. The ninth house is the house that your ancient ruler Jupiter rules. And so you have an affinity with these elements in the ninth house. This is Sagittarius' house. So anything spiritual, anything about expansion of the mind, or if in the case of the physical sense of travel, of broadening your horizons. And so maybe you have been wanting to go on a trip, or even if this is connected to work, being able to do this could provide you a sense of feeling like you're not as closed in, like you can breathe, if you will. And so new developments with your philosophy of life. Maybe you have changed how you view things, and that is going to serve you well. On the 30th, we have a lunar eclipse in Gemini. Gemini is another mutable sign. It forms a square to Pisces, and it is going to be in your fourth house of home and family. So there's could be some, this can also be your childhood. So for those Pisces who feel like they are controlled by memories of their childhood or experiences, there could be like a real release. And it's not even that you are consciously doing this. It's like something allows you, it's almost like grace from God that allows you just to let go and move on with your life. The fourth house is the mother. There could be like an aha moment where even if you don't have a good relationship with your mother, you realize what, you can see beyond whatever that history has been with her, and find out something about her that explains a lot. What I have discovered is that people who are abusive sometimes are very secretive about their past, their childhood. And, you know, sometimes, like if you have a parent like this, you may find it out from other relatives or friends of the family. And you're like, why didn't my mother tell me this, that this happened to her? And then you start to think about it, and you think, you know, that's why she had such strong feelings about such and such. And you begin to unravel a lot of the distortions, the way that she acted that you took personally. And that may have been personal, but she didn't realize were projections. So it, you know, it can have like a very therapeutic or cathartic feel to it. Okay, let us see what is going on here. I'm trying to put these up as high as possible so you can see as many cards as possible. Ooh, that's a perfect card, the High Priestess for Pisces. All right. Well, some of this, what I was saying about the transits, really seems to be showing up here, because the heart of the matter is the King of Wands. And while this can be a person in your life that is kind of featured at this moment in time, and this, someone wrote to me and said that this is Aries, like an Aries male, can be chronologically older than you, but in any case, a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. This person could be a boss or a father. Kings can be fathers, and they may be featured in your life for some reason. Whether it's a love interest, whether your father is, you know, visiting or back in your life and hadn't been for a while. Or you're thinking about the past, you're thinking about childhood. But the other thing about this is that this person could be you. This could be somebody, this could be you who are gaining a sense of your own autonomy, your own power. And you know, there are other cards that suggest this, but whether it's because you're having success professionally, or just maybe you've started to go through therapy, who knows what is causing this. But the bottom line is that it can lead you to make better choices, to believe that you're deserving of certain things, and not be so inclined to be controlled by another person. By the way, I was looking, you see to the left of the Buddha, that little black thing sticking out? This is my sage. I was like, it's just kind of peeking out there. Okay. In the past position, we have the Five of Wands. And this is like, can be some kind of conflict and some kind of jousting for position. So I always think of the workplace where there's a lot of competition, a lot of people kind of trying to get one over on others and kind of be seen as the top dog or what have you. So power struggles, or just a conflict of, you know, egos clashing, things like that you sometimes find in the workplace. So the King of Wands might be in the center of all of that, and kind of, you know, even though he's not in the reversed position, and we don't want to attribute negative traits to him, he may, because he's trying to keep his ultimate control, he's trying to play one person against the other. And that leads to a kind of contentious workplace. And that's not going to work too well for somebody like you, because you're a very sensitive soul, and you want everybody to get along. I know this sounds silly, but I was thinking, you want unicorns to fart rainbow glitter. And when they don't, then it's not cool, man. That's bad vibes. So, that could possibly be what's going on. Or, Five of Wands doesn't have to be bad. It might just be getting in the fray, showing your stuff, showing what you're made of, and then you're able to assume a position that is, a more powerful one, like the King of Wands, where you're kind of calling your own shots is basically what I mean. The higher message is the Strength card. So that was another card that indicated to me that, kind of like what I was talking about with Mars going direct in the second house, this sense of finding your own self-worth, dignity, maybe passing some kind of a test, cosmic test, that means that you kind of hung in there, and therefore you're able to experience the benefits of enhanced self-esteem. And maybe if this is a workplace situation, you get that promotion, and they look at you as being able to being cool under pressure, or something along those lines. And so you kind of pass that test. But I also feel, since this is the spiritual position, that it's ultimately saying that when you work on yourself and your own self-esteem, then everything in the outer world, in the material world, it can, go your way as well. What crosses you is the Lover's card. And this is a card that can indicate some kind of, this is connected to Gemini, by the way. Maybe you've been putting off a choice that you have to make. For instance, if you have met a new person who perhaps this person really gets you. Maybe that's the King of Wands for you. A Sagittarius, perhaps? I don't know. This person gets you, Pisces, and builds you up, doesn't tear you down. And maybe the Five of Wands was the conflict with another person that you were having, where it was just a non-ending battle. And you have to make that choice. Are you going to move on, or are you going to perhaps stay with a person who you continuously argue with? I know this is juvenile, but I had to look up close at his butt because it looked like it was a hairy butt, but there's like lines on it. It's not hairy. I know, that's silly. What's coming in here, we have another fire energy. Look at all the fire we have. Not only do we have 3 cards that are actual wands, which connect to fire signs, but then we have the Strength card, which connects to Leo. So having all this fire energy really does tell me that this is about you working on yourself and honoring yourself. You're somebody who is very tuned into others. But if there's an imbalance there, that's what leads to codependency and all of those things that can make you feel very unhappy because you're not getting your needs met. You're always trying to meet other people's needs. So what's coming in is the 9 of Wands. If you have been going into therapy, talk therapy, then you probably have learned about setting boundaries. And this is so, so important for Pisces people in general, is to learn that you have rights within relationships, and that you have to look for those situations where other people are trying to kind of steamroll you, try to get you to do things you don't want to do, using different techniques. For instance, guilting you or just kind of intimidating you. And so, for instance, if this is a boss who is kind of a little bit too pushy, even though he may be ultimately very positive and a good boss, if he's trying to get you to work if he's trying to get the most out of everybody just for his own sake, and, wants you to work overtime, but isn't trying to pay, doesn't want to pay you, or maybe you don't care if you get paid more money. You don't want to work more than a certain amount of hours a week because you have a family, or you just get tired easily, that you are able to say, I can't, no, thank you, or, I cannot do that, and not feel guilty about it. And learning how to say no in a very polite way, but a very decisive way, so that they can't keep pushing you, trying to get to you, and then you finally cave and you say, oh, okay, and then you go along with it, because that's not going to get you where you want to go. So the Nine of Wands is about being able to spot those times where you need those boundaries too. It's not just about setting boundaries, but being able to see when other people are trying to, get you to do things you don't want to do. Because you may, your ruler Neptune isn't about boundaries. It's about dissolving these boundaries. So it's kind of working against you in that sense. And you have to, put your foot down. The High Priestess is the outcome. And this is about being able to trust your instincts, tune into your higher self for what you need, not just in the mundane sense in life, but what your soul needs. Because especially a Pisces, you are very empathic, and you're a natural healer, and you can't heal if you are not tuning into your connection to God, because you have a very strong connection to God if you are willing to go there. But sometimes you might feel like it doesn't matter, it doesn't make sense to you. Some Pisces people are not that receptive to spiritual matters, believe it or not. They kind of poo-poo them. Maybe they have like a strong Aquarius type of influence, and they think that science is everything. And this, I believe that meditation is a science unto itself, and that we have to tune in order to guide ourselves from a higher perspective. Because if you're just living life in the material world, good luck with that. It seems to me that can lead to a lot of choices that are not being made with your highest good in mind. And so whatever is going on with you, this choice that maybe you have been avoiding making, or a relationship that you need to kind of like let go, so you can make room for somebody who really cares for you and understands you and wants to get along with you, doesn't want to start fights, then tuning into your higher self is all part of the package. Okay, that's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope that you enjoyed that. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.